I would say first of all to develop the modalities for how to work together. I think that the private sector, the non-government organizations, the public sector, each has their own way of doing things, their own rhythm, their own objectives, expectations, things like that. So I think that probably the first priority is to promote a better understanding between each of the sectors and what they want to achieve and how they can work together. So I think that that's the first thing. In terms of risk reduction, I think that another important piece of this is going to be the analysis of the risk factors. A lot of times there are a number of risk factors, but they vary in terms of how likely is one thing versus another. And so you have to prioritize, and you have to decide which are the risks that we really need to worry about a lot versus which are the risks we need to guard against but that are less likely. So I would say prioritizing the risk factors would be the second priority. And then the third priority, from my perspective, would be really identifying individual tracks for different partnerships to happen. So, for example, housing. There should be a track for looking at how do you create more sustainable housing. There should be a track for looking at more sustainable infrastructure. There should be a track for looking at healthcare and how does that get staged. Another track looking at schools and how do you help the youth. And another track, say, for looking at economic recovery and how do you help people find jobs and reduce the risk that their businesses could be threatened in the event of a major disaster. So in summary, I would say, first of all, the first priority is to understand each other. The second priority is to evaluate the risk factors. And the third is to develop specific partnerships around the key priorities as they develop.